Excellent. Are you aware that you need to turn your camera on?
Well, the nature of my argument is very controversial, so I don't want to get into any trouble in my personal life. I feel like
Were
that's
you
reasonable.
aware? Were you aware you feel? I bet you do feel that way. Were you aware of the rules before you called in? Would you be honest with that?
No, I am aware. That's why
Okay,
I'm
so
I'm I'm making a request.
before you called in, you knew that you were required to turn your camera on.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you at least being honest about that. Okay. And so your story is that you're essentially scared that you will suffer consequences. So you'd like to keep your camera off because you're convinced that no one will recognize your voice.
I mean, it's possible someone could recognize my voice, but I feel like it's a little less likely in comparison to seeing me. You know what I mean?
Proceed. I'm listening to you, sir.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't believe that women should be leaders, but I feel like you don't believe your own message because, for instance, you're telling people that they should have children and things like that, but at the end of the day, we all know that the government is behind the woman when it comes to children, and we all know that since women have an incentive to leave you and put you on child support and will inevitably do it. It's just a matter of time. So you essentially are purposely setting yourself up to lose your child and pay her money, and you're probably thinking, well, what's the relevance of that in allowing women to lead? Well, when she leaves you and takes your child, she will then be the leader of your child, right? She will then be the leader of your child, and you have no power or say in the matter because she's backed by the government enforcement. So how do you not see the oxymoron and the contradiction in that?
I don't see the oxymoron because I believe this term typically refers to two words coming together in direct contradiction. Do I see the contradiction in the way you formulated that? Not really. But I think what you're suggesting or trying to ask me is, do I understand what you're saying? And yes, I do. I have good English comprehension skills. So yes, I understand what you're saying. Before I respond to you, and I appreciate you articulating that argument, I think we can have a very meaningful conversation. What was the controversial part that makes you scared to turn on your camera? Like, which part of that was controversial?
Well, that part isn't controversial, but I have other perspectives that are pretty controversial. Like if I was just to give you an example here, for example, you pride yourself on being someone who's never put his hands on a woman before, but I believe that it is actually impossible to ever have a society of in order women without putting your hands on them.
Okay. When you make an argument, a good argument, it usually has to start from a premise that's not faulty. So, which is to say, your initial assertion needs to actually be true. And so you usually ask, well, what's the evidence of that? So remember that piece. We'll come back to this second item that you said is more controversial. And I agree with you, that is more controversial. So we'll deal with the first part. And you stated that I encourage people to have children. This is imprecise, and precision is very important. So I don't encourage people to have children. In fact, I'm pleased that a lot of the people who don't have children are not having children. Most of them I'm pleased with. I'm pleased that the Skittle guzzlers don't procreate and have children. I encourage the good peoples of the earth to have kids. Those who have EQ and IQ and are more likely to leave a positive legacy. And if nature is somehow coded in our DNA, it's more likely that their superior genetic material being propagated is a net positive for the society. That's number one. Your argument was very flawed in as much as there were many inherent assumptions, and most of them wrong. So you asked me, or rather you asserted, you assumed that I want everyone to procreate. No, that's not true. I want the good people to procreate, which is an extreme minority of humankind, which is why they should procreate to increase their percentage of the population. That's number one. Number two, if you are to procreate with a woman, this does not require that you're under the structure of legal marriage, or that you sign a birth certificate, or that you be subject to the woman in any legal fashion. She would then have to go through a number of hoops to even get you associated with that child. And there are many techniques and strategies to prevent this that I talk about in the Big Game Conference. This is actually a very core aspect of it, because I agree with you. Those are known threats that we need to navigate. In addition to that, you also may have heard me reference a couple of news articles wherein guys, upon being divorced and having half their stuff taken, or being hit with alimony, they flipped out and basically Charlie Kirked the girl. And I said, probably this is good for society. Hopefully we can stack up a lot of these in quick succession, because this is the extreme happening that'll cause the society to try to reevaluate, because society is so irrational that you need extreme things like this to cause people to say, oh, maybe this is not a good idea. The data itself is not going to teach people, because the data indicates that nuclear families staying together under patriarchy yield the best outcomes for the children, which are the future, and that is most important. So in the Big Game Conference, and I actually do have one coming up, you can go to peaceofthesaints.com to get the tickets. We talk about exactly how a wise man navigates some of the booby traps, or booty traps, if you like, that you described. I yield the floor.
Okay, so you have some strategies that you're not willing to tell the public on how to avoid things like child support and custody issues.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess since I don't know what those things are, it's really difficult for me to challenge them, because I don't really know what the strategies are. You know?
That's correct. But one thing you do know is that I started from the absolute bottom and I'm pretty high up. And that's from being smart. That's what you do know. So I tell you, if you bet with me, you're probably going to win. You bet against me, and that's a bet I wouldn't take. So there's that.
Okay, fair. Well, what about my second thing that I had said, where I said it is actually impossible to have a society of, in order, submissive, in pocket women without men who are willing to backhand them at times.
You'll always have men who are willing to backhand them. Now, if we had laws that were more favorable and allowed a man to establish discipline within his household, certainly it would expedite the process. There is no doubt as well that there are a number of other strategies that can be used that are also effective, that don't require you to, have to lay five across our eyes. So, for example, if we were to remove the existence of alimony, child support, and remove the social welfare state, if a woman was to get out of pocket and her husband merely said, leave the house, you must go, then she would find a way to fix her attitude fairly quickly. Or if domestic violence itself was not even something you call the police for, which was actually the case in the United States for most of American history. So there are a number of ways to do it without encouraging
but even when you tell her to leave, she gets to take your children.
Well, I already spoke of the modifications to law. So what your argument is not about her taking the children. Your argument is about the necessity for her to, for the male to exercise corporal punishment on the female. That's your argument, right? So track yourself.
Right. But what I'm saying is I'm pointing out what would make your reaction not effective, because, okay, let's say you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to be physical, but I'm just going to ask her to leave. Okay, sure. But then she's going to leave and then break your family apart and take your children. Whereas let's just say you whooped her instead, your family still stays together and you still establish order.
That's not going to go well. Have you ever?
The only thing that would make it not go well is the law.
No, that's not going to go well. I could tell you never had a chick lay some money on you. You never had her get it off the blade. I could tell. So let's say that there's three kind of chicks in the way that they react to whoopings. So there are women who need you to whoop them. Like they actually want you to lay hands on them because they're fundamentally dysfunctional and they grew up in such a broken home, broken family, if you will, which not quite a family, where they understand love through the lens of chaos, and the only intense emotional experience or connection that they got from their parents, be it their father, mother, or grandmother, was when they made a mistake. And then mom had to take off of one of her 3 jobs and come down to the school and say, girl, you made me take off from my job. These white people I work for gonna fire me, boy. And then just whoops the crap out of the girl. But here's the thing. In the absence of that experience, the mom is aloof because she's working 3 jobs and I'm a tired single mother. Ain't nobody help me. She's absent. So the girl's understanding of family, connection, and love is that whooping that mom gives when mom is hyper focused on her, giving her attention and that direct high emotional output. And you got a lot of Black girls like this. You got them of every race, but there's a preponderance of Black American women in this category. And this kind of woman, you have to whoop her. She wants you to whoop her. She'll do things to provoke you to whoop her. So that's one female type. Then you have another female type, and we're going to the extremes just to, kind of make this simple for the folks who 3 types. Then there's the second kind of female. She is truly suffering from oppositional defiant disorder. You whoop her. Now, she didn't win because she can't outmatch you physically, but you whooped her and you opened up a level of opposition and defiance and hate within her that will never, ever, 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 ever be corrected. You hear me? She hates your guts. She'll be there and she might comply at a level because you're bigger and stronger, but she's feigning compliance and she's doing it because you made her do it. And your days with her will be unpleasant, and your days with her might not be many. You don't have to worry about her running off. You have to worry about her cutting your throat while you're sleeping. There are women like that. There's no amount of whooping that's going to change the core of who they are. And those women are best for being, in the streets. There's a section of the human population that is not meant to be domesticated. Then you have the third part, which I think you're confusing the nature of this woman. You're thinking, okay, she got out of line, give her a whooping, she'll get back in line, she'll be fine. This is the more submissive type of woman. But the more submissive type of woman is submissive by nature. She may have gotten out of line because she's a female, so she's actually also unruly by nature, but it's very limited. It's very limited. So in as much as that's the case, you could break her down from the mouthpiece. And one thing I'm sure you've never done, I know you've never done this, not many have. If you could tell a woman, here, come here, sit down right here, baby. Tell her that you're disappointed in her. And that alone, you just take a couple seconds, don't even say anything, just look at her for about 20 seconds, just stare at her. And then tell her, I'm disappointed in you. That's it. I'm disappointed in you. And mean it. And because she esteems you and respects you and you're the guy to her, that meant everything. You'll break her down to tears right there. And if it's not that, you can break her down from the mouthpiece so viciously you don't need to lay a hand on her. Really the whooping is for certain situations. But I could tell you this, even in a perfect world where you could exercise corporal punishment within your own home, if I felt like I had to do that, I wouldn't want her after that. I'd rather throw her away after that, me personally. I yield the floor.
Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense. That's kind of how I feel, because I'm like, well, if you have to put your hands on a girl, she's not even worth keeping, because your life is always going to be high stress and hostile, because she's going to constantly put you in a position where you have to rediscipline her again. But my thing about that is this.
Correct.
My thing about that is this,
quick,
right?
There may be a female with a fake profile photo. She writes, I would laugh if a man told me that. Young lady, if you would like to come on, we'd be very interested to hear your perspective.
Wow.
So feel free to come on.
See, there you go. So it's almost like some of them almost, and I know it's like kind of harsh to say this, and this is what I mean when I say it's controversial, but it's almost like some of them don't respect anything but a whooping. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like, it's either you just dump them completely, but we already talked about that. That means she gets to take your children, and let, God forbid, you've legally
Oh,
married her or something
do you
like
mind
that.
if
Now
I
you're in bigger
address that
trouble.
part? Do you mind if I
I'm
address that
sorry.
part?
Yeah, sure.
I
Go
said,
ahead.
do you mind if I address that part?
Yeah.
So the good news for you as a man, and there's a lot of good news. If a woman is truly a dirtbag, you're going to find out pretty quickly. So say you get her pregnant and then you find out she's a dirtbag. I can't tell you how many women I see on Instagram. They're taking maternity photos. They're pregnant in the photo. There's no man around. So things have fallen apart before she could even have the child. That's how quickly you're going to find out she's a dirtbag, especially if she's pregnant, because she has even more hormones. So even more of her is going to come out faster, unadulterated and unfiltered. So you're going to end up breaking up with the girl before the baby's even out. Or if somehow you survive that part, baby comes out, and within the first couple of years, she wants to flip and take the kids, then Book of Dark Truths, and I'll share this gem with everyone. Some people have inherent power, and then other people only have power you allow them to have. And for those of you, if you like this talk right here, this is Book of Dark Truths type of knowledge. You're going to want to get it. You can get it at school.com/Marquett/classrooms. Just a lot of things we can't say in the public. But there's two kinds of powers. There's one power is inherent. It's always there, is real power. And then there's another form of power that you allow someone to have. So number one, say if I'm engaging with a woman, there's an inherent power. Like I could take her life with my bare hands and it wouldn't even be that hard. That's an inherent power and it's always there. Then the whole bit that you said, oh, she just takes your kids. So it's like she's exercising a power over you. But that's only if you give her power, which is to say that's only if you care, or if you allow her to think you care, or if you allow that to have meaning. So if she is going to take the kids and you're not on the birth certificate and you move to a new location and she can't serve you with papers and she can't get a DNA test, and you also made it clear that if you try to catch me up with the coppers, I'm going to make sure that you don't live long to collect these child support payments. And you should believe me because I deliver like Amazon Prime, you dig? So, but hey, if you want to take the kids, take them, take the kids. I'll make a new set. Yeah, I'll make a new set with a better woman who's younger and more obedient. No problem. Take those kids. They got your DNA in them and you're a dirtbag, so they probably ain't worth nothing anyways. Take them. What do I care? So now she has no power. You'll hear people saying that the woman is like using the kids against him. She can only use the kids against you if you care. If you're like, hey, you're a dirtbag, take those kids with you. That's an L. Now she has fewer prospects in the dating market. She has more expenses and less time. That's an L for her. Whereas you're still like, no. Go get a younger woman that's more obedient and try the whole thing all over again. I yield the floor.
True, but the thing is, like, there's a high likelihood that that new woman is also going to be rebellious, also going to be defiant, and also going to inevitably put you in the same position where you have to either whoop her or leave her. And it's going to be like this never-ending cycle of defiant women. You said it yourself. You said it yourself that they're essentially unruly by nature.
They are unruly, and there's levels to it. Just like there's levels to intelligence, there's levels to all things. People have different dispositions. But I'll tell you this, if you, and it sounds like this is a you problem, if you find that you're consistently encountering women who are very rebellious, very unruly, that has something to do with either the way you're perceived by the world or the type of women you're selecting. In the Big Game Conference, the first thing we talk about is selection. So we talk about, this triangle of human existence. This small part of the triangle are women who are the wife mother category.
Then we have this unruly and defiant by nature. You said it yourself.
That's correct. And I don't know if it's a learning disability, but I said there's levels to it, right? So they're unruly by nature, meaning they're all unruly. But here's the levels to it. You have one woman who's unruly and you told her to do 10 things that day. She did 9 of them, and the 10th one, she wanted to do her way. It wasn't that she didn't do what you asked her to do, it's that she didn't do it the way you told her to do it. For example, if you have an American style bedroom, which is very matriarchal, it has all those damn pillows that you can't sleep on. You know, they're all extra fluffy, got shams everywhere, and it's all fancy. You can't even sleep on these pillows, right? Me, in my owner's suite, I say, make my bed. Don't put the fancy pillows on there. Put them in storage. I don't want those on my bed. When I get in the bed, I got a lights out. I don't need to take off 30 pillows to relocate them somewhere else. So she did all 10 things I asked, but the 10th thing was put the pillows away. But she put the pillows on. And I said, hey, why are those pillows on my bed? I told you to not put them on there. And she's like, oh, you have a California king bed. Your bed is so big, you could literally just slide them to the side and go to sleep and you wouldn't even notice. But your comforter and your pillows are so beautiful. It's more beautiful than like the most expensive hotel. How can I put these beautiful silk pillows in storage? It looks so good. Your interior design is gorgeous. Like, it wouldn't be right to put them away. It's unruly because I didn't tell you to do that. I told you to do something else. But you're being a woman, and the woman's instinct is to beautify, and this is a violation, but it's a small enough violation that we can let it go. We can deal with it. Now, will I probably tell her to collect these pillows, like I said, and put them away? Probably, or maybe not. It's a small enough violation, and she understands the type of man I am to know, okay, maybe you can get away with that. But if you try to take too many liberties, then you're going to get your walking papers. And she stays within bounds. But you'll never have a woman who is a robot. You'll have a woman who is a woman. And so when I say there's levels to unruly, one woman's level of unruly, the wife mother, might be she put the fancy pillows on your bed when you told her not to. Another woman's form of unruly is you told her, we don't do male friends. What you think this is, shorty? But my best friend is a guy. And you was like, okay, well, listen, either you're going to be with me and you're going to live according to this ism, or you're not. Decide right now, though, like literally right now. She said, okay, I'll be with you. And then next thing you know, she got some beta male friend named Joseph or what have you. That's a huge violation. She got to go. But you see, there's levels to it. And that's my whole point. So if you find that you're consistently encountering the women, their level of being unruly is very high, that has to do with your selection, A, and also B, the quality of guy you are to be able to get the most desired women that are truly the wife mother archetype. So when you're describing an endless cycle of all bad things, it's not the case that there are no women that are worthwhile. Is it a very small percentage? Hell yeah, very small. I yield the floor.
And my argument is that small percentage that you're talking about, if that small percentage lives in the West, they will be influenced by the greater culture, which is basically the message of that culture is to pretty much be as defined as possible, not listen to a man, leave a man for pretty much anything. And it's almost like she'll just get sort of brainwashed, because you said it yourself, women are followers by nature. So even if a woman is inherently good, is inherently submissive by nature.
That she's inherently good.
No. I'm just saying, let's just say you find like a small percentage woman that wants to be submissive, that doesn't want to be a defiant woman and stuff like this. What I'm saying is, because of the culture she's growing up in and the people she's going to meet at work, the people she's going to meet at school, the girls over there, the influences that they're going to have on her, you know, the music, the movies, the media, everything like that, it's going to make it so difficult for you to rein her in, you know what I'm saying? Because that culture is going to pretty much poison her. You see this a lot with people that may go overseas, get a wife from somewhere over there, and he might get this woman from a very conservative country, conservative culture, right? And then he brings that woman back to the United States, and she just completely changes. I'm not just talking about she starts treating him bad, but her entire nature changes. The way she dresses, speaks.
Nature does not change.
I'm saying the way she presents herself and stuff like that.
I hate to interrupt you, but I have a sense of the argument you're going to make. So if you would permit me, I'm just going to engage your argument. So
Yeah, well, I'm basically saying the West is going to ruin it no matter what.
Yes,
but go ahead.
Yes, I understand. I don't know how familiar you are with me, but I've pretty much seen everything there is in terms of women. Whether you want to talk about promiscuous women in Brazil and Puerto Rico, or you want to talk about La República Dominicana, which is basically a brothel. It's not even a country, it's a brothel. Or you want to leave Latin America and go up to Canada and find women who are quite well educated but very liberal, or you want to go over to Northern Europe and find women who are tall and good looking but woefully feminist. You want to head over to Eastern Europe and they have nice long natural hair, good looking women, and they're kind of somewhere in the middle but leaning toward conservative. They'll still cook up a meal, but they expect you to have money.
Though. That's because of the greater culture and the men. It's not the women, it's the culture.
Are you interrupting me?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
What countries have you been to in Eastern Europe?
You
don't start a sentence. Just tell me the countries.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I haven't been to Eastern Europe, but I am familiar with their culture. I know the men.
Do you think that I asked you that question while already knowing the answer to it?
Well, the thing is, not
don't
really.
Start a sentence with is not an actual word. I don't mind if you start talking and then during a sentence you say that's fine. That makes sense because you were thinking and then maybe you need to reload. But if you take my master communicator course, one of the things I teach you is that you're not required to start talking, which means that you can choose when you start talking so you can figure out what to say. Therefore, the first word should never be I don't expect anyone to think as fast as I do. But I do expect you as a man to hold position and start talking when you decide. You don't have to be rushed. You can hold it, figure out what you want to say, and then hit me with it. That's some free master communicator game. For those of you who need to learn better communication, which is all of you, school.com/Marquett, click classrooms, master communicator. And I create most of my courses out of frustration, not out of pleasure. I yield the floor.
Yes, all I was trying to say, and I'm sorry that I cut you off. All I was trying to say was that the reason that you go to these different places and the women are going to be different depending on the location to some degree isn't necessarily because of the woman. Though I do believe that the races, now this, I don't know if this is called, this is something that white supremacists talk about a lot, but I'm not a white supremacist, but I do believe that women of different races do tend to have different character traits and defiance levels and stuff like this on averages, but that's a different topic. But what I was going to say was the differences that you're going to see in these different countries is going to be based on the larger culture and the men and the way the men deal with the women and the way they're raised and what's tolerated and things of that nature. You know, that's why if you go to, Afghanistan, the women, I'd be willing to extremely submissive women, but I doubt
have you been to Kabul?
It's because they're just I doubt it's because it's just the women are just so submissive naturally. It's because of the culture that they're growing up in. You know what I'm saying?
Have you been to Kabul?
Cabo, no.
Kabul or Cabo, either one. Yeah. So there are a number of factors that influence that. Economics is one of them. So a lot of, especially folks like you who are speculating, and again, this is something that I encourage people not to do. It's not very manly to speculate. It's okay to study, but I don't even think you've studied. I think that you're speculating, you're utilizing hearsay.
Just observation and analysis, that's all.
You can't observe if you've never been to Afghanistan. What's the capital of Afghanistan?
What's the capital of it?
Yes, sir.
Damn,
it's not funny.
You really got me. You really got me right there, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, but you know what's consistent is that I ask you questions, but I already know the answer to the question. There's not one question I've asked you and I did not already know the answer. So I want you to pick up on that. And with regards to Kabul, you kind of pronounce it funny, like Cabo in Mexico, but Kabul is the capital of Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's actually where I thought you were talking about.
Okay, very good.
Mexico.
Yeah, I figured as much, which is fine. And you're a young man, and you have time to see the world and gain greater perspective. But one thing I can tell you is that a lot of things are not as they are presented. Afghanistan is run by the Taliban in actual fact, and they've made a number of strides. They are certainly a religious group, and there's Pashtun culture there. But you cannot rely on what we think Islam is supposed to be to represent the actual morality of that land. There's various countries. You can look at Pakistan and Afghanistan, where you'll find that the males engage in homosexuality, which of course is not permissible in the Quran. And if you add Iran to the list, you'll find that there's concepts of temporary marriage, where they'll get married with the woman temporarily just to sleep with her. And there's various other Arab Muslim countries like Morocco or UAE, where you would think that women selling their body is not a thing, but it's quite widespread and institutionalized. And I say all that to say this, that sometimes the societies are only different on the veneer of things. However, when you dig under that triangle that I referenced, and the percentages hold consistent. And again, there's levels to things. So maybe let's say maybe 5% of women are wife mother. And let's say, you have this middle percentage of women that are good enough to deal with in some way. You may date them as a girlfriend. You may sleep with them consistently. And then you have that bottom percentage of maybe, say it's 30% of women that are really probably should just be concubines and left in the street. These percentages persist in every society, but maybe the quality of the wife mother in certain societies may be better or worse. And maybe there may be like a smaller percentage more, but the truth is this. When you claimed that a guy might meet a woman in Cambodia and she's good traditional woman, and then you bring her to America and all of a sudden she's litty and she's listening to Cardi B and she's disrespectful and she doesn't want to cook anymore, what you must understand is that her nature did not actually change. That's who she always was. And she tricked you, finessed you, and lied to you. And her family helped her in that so that she could get to the bag, which is the green card and the United States of America. Because there is no doubt that any woman who is conservative is going to be conservative on Monday and on Friday. She's going to be conservative in Saudi Arabia and in the United States because it's who they are. A tiger doesn't change their stripes. So what I want you to understand is this. The reason I can tell you these perspectives is because in these United States of America, I'm favored by women. I could get the top shelf in America. So I never have to go around the world just to get a bad chick. So I get the top shelf in America. I go to the UK, get the top shelf. I go to Australia, Monaco, go to Paris, go to Dubai, go to Macau. I'm getting top shelf everywhere. I know women. So what I know is that if I go and sample all these different types of women up and down the strata, I have a good understanding. But here's the difference. The guys you're learning from, these peons, they don't get women in America. They don't get top shelf in America. They damn sure don't get top shelf in other countries. So when they experience a woman in another country that's top shelf, that is her finessing him. She's only dealing with him because he is financially above the guys in her country. So what he is experiencing is the function of income. So she's with him for income. Because if she was really a traditional woman, she wouldn't want to deal with a foreigner. She'd want to be traditional, stick to tradition, and deal with a man of her culture, her mother tongue, and who has family connections to her. So inevitably, any woman who wants to deal with a foreigner is not traditional. And any woman who is happy going across the planet Earth to live in a foreign country, especially one with a reputation like America, whether it's the land of opportunity or the land of sin, can only be traditional at a level. And also these women that you're referring to are often in less economically empowered positions. They're making decisions out of necessity. And so what you guys are doing, you males, is you guys are blaming the woman, claiming that she changed, when really you need to blame yourself for not seeing who she was. She didn't change. You just couldn't see who she was. And what happened is she put on the act as long as it was necessary. Once she got out of her country into your country, the land of opportunity, then she said, well, what do I need this hijab for? I didn't want to wear it when I was in Iran. I damn sure ain't about to wear it in America. I've been waiting for this. And so the monster came out. Come on, man.
Right, but I'm talking about changing women on a societal level, not an individual level.
Wait, you don't need a society of women. You just only need a guy like you only need one woman. Real bosses, they might need 2, 3, 4, 5 of them things. You only need one. So why do you need to change women on a societal level?
Well, I'm a polygamist, so I'm not going to have.
No, you're not. Woman. No, you are not, sir. With all due respect, no, you are not, sir.
Why don't you believe that? Why don't you believe that? Why don't you believe that?
No, sir. I said you are. That's the present tense. This is the same thing that Myron Gaines is on. I'm gonna have 2 or 3 wives. How many do you have now? How many girlfriends do you have like now, right now? See, people are speaking aspirationally. They're talking about what they aspire to do.
Yeah.
You are not a polygynist. You might want to be one, but I honestly, from the sounds of it, I don't think you got it in you. Just to keep it a being with you.
Why? But I'm trying to figure out why though. Like, what have I said that would make you think that I don't have it in me?
Well, you see, even though I may say things that are critical of women, women can listen and hear, and they know that I'll say things that are critical and unfavorable, but I think that they can tell that I really, really love them. I really love women. And a part of that is not only because women have great traits, being loving and submissive and cooperative and loyal and accepting you for who you are. Don't interrupt, young man. Don't interrupt, young man. You do it too much. Don't interrupt. Do not make me turn into your father here. Jesus Christ. You want to slap the broad, you need to slap yourself. You don't have discipline. Now,
okay.
You're talking about they're not those things. See, you interrupt it when you should listen so you can learn something because you are without knowledge. And that is the problem that you have. That was my whole point. You're saying that they don't have those qualities. So why would you want multiple women?
Good point.
Thank you. Now let me continue teaching. Okay. No, there's no answer that you need to give.
Okay.
I say that they do have those qualities because I know and because I live it every day. I live the lives that you and Myron lie about living. I actually live it in real life, and it's not new. I was raised on that. So when I tell you that a woman is submissive, when I tell you a woman's loyal, when I tell you a woman has these great traits, I say it because I know it, and I know it to be real. I live it. You see, you've not experienced it. That's why you're in disbelief that there are women that are trill. You haven't read my book, The Black Box. In my book, The Black Box, there's a story that I tell. When I was in science class, I used to sell some illegal things. And the security came in to search everybody. And it's ironic, the young lady just DM'd me today, but me and the homie, we basically took all of our product out and she stuffed it into her clothes so that we didn't have to go to jail and start our criminal record in middle school. Most women are not going to do that for most guys. Those are the kind of women I deal with. I also deal with women that, they'll lay it on you, put them greenbacks on you. Most women don't want to spend a penny on a man. Listen, I'm talking to you from real lived experience. I'm not talking to you from make-believe or guesses, little buddy. You hear me? I'm talking to you from tried and true. You're guessing. You're speculating. You're talking aspirational. A super player is optimistic. A super player is optimistic because you're the ultimate operator. You're the ultimate operator. You can get anything done. You hear me? So you're a negative person. You're a pessimistic person. Niggas don't want to be around that. Yeah. Damn sure no females want to be around that because that's loser mentality. You don't have abundance. Abundance starts with here and then it manifests here. You ain't got it here. I know you ain't got it here. And chicks don't want to give any airtime to that. So that's why you take an L after L after L. What you need to do is, man, try to smell a hustler's aroma and see if you can learn something. But this sucker shit you own, that ain't it, my boy. And I could also assess that you're not a foundational Black American, which is not a disrespect to you. Shout out to all my Africans, shout out to my Haitians, shout out to my Jamaicans. Jamaicans got a lot of sauce. Got a lot of love for the Jamaicans. They got a lot of sauce. But, you know, there's just a certain level of finesse and hustle and smoothness that's inherent to the Black man in America. I could tell you ain't got it. And that would be a major help to you, because the level of negativity that you're speaking on these chicks lets me know that your fundamental experience with women has been bad. My fundamental experience with women has been great. I ain't even going to lie to you. I can't even go too many days without them around me. Shit, I love them around me, you dig? Because they make my life easy. Like my refrigerator right now, I don't have no woman in the house right now. My refrigerator is filled with meals, home cooked. Why? Because baby wouldn't leave unless daddy had all his meals prepped, because daddy got all the money to eat at all the Michelin restaurants. But she know I don't like strangers making my food. Hell nah. I like my food a certain way. She had to make daddy 8 different meals, stayed up to 2 a.m. chefing. You dig? Yeah, they take care of me, man. But you living like a goddamn sucker, man. Come on. It's all over you. It's all over you. I could smell the stench of it. You're doughless and holeless, man. Let's be real. I could tell, because real recognize real, man. Like if you was really having it your way, I could feel it. If you was having it your way, I could feel it. It ain't there, man. Quit playing with me.
Yeah, I hear you. I can see why you say that I'm pessimistic, but I just feel like
because we've been listening to you, nigga. What you mean you can see?
Yeah,
we've been listening to you.
But I'm only pessimistic on things that are legitimately kind of, I don't want to say just it's just negative. When it comes to women in the West, it's kind of difficult to have a truly fully positive experience because of all the incentives they have to give you a negative experience. You know, so like you're like, oh well,
bro,
growing up,
you're a dumpster diver.
Always treated me. Okay,
you're a dumpster diver. I'm gonna just keep it a bean with you. You're a dumpster diver.
Yeah,
you're a dumpster diver, my boy. So if you live in a dumpster, what you expect to get out? He's a dumpster diver. What you mean? What you mean?
Huh?
He's a dumpster diver. Like, what do you expect?
Why do you say I'm not Black American? Hold on. Why do you think? Okay, you said I'm not a Black American. What are you basing that on? Like, how am I not a Black American? I think I sound smoother than you. No disrespect.
Please stop it. Please stop it. You got to come in here sober next time. You got to come in here sober.
I think
next
you know.
You got to come in here sober. You're not. No. Please stop it. You're not a winner, because a real man is a boss. A boss is not a scary character. You're a cowardly guy. You came in here like, I can't turn on my camera. I can't turn on my camera because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if they see me. They might see me, bro. Like, here's the thing. You're pretending to be something that you're not. You should never, ever, ever do that. That's actually dangerous. That's dangerous to do that, because what'll happen is if you start pretending that you're something that you're not around people who are really that, it might bother them, and then they'll test you. And when they test you, the outcome ain't gonna be good. You see? So like, you don't want to play with stuff like that. Like, you should just kick back and be yourself. That's why the 3 Cents Bible: be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. You should be yourself. You see, because there's maybe about 10 different instances during this very conversation I could have embarrassed you, but I didn't do that because like, this is a young man calling in to learn something. But the more I listen to you, I find that you're arrogant, but you're arrogant without justification. You're a peon, but you won't acknowledge that you're a peon. You are, in fact, a beta male. But the problem with beta males is that you guys will never admit it to yourself. Let me give you a comparison. To this day, I've only ever met 2 females who ever called themselves a slore. Only 2, but I met a lot of slores. Oh my goodness, I met a lot of slores, but they'll never admit it to themselves. To a woman, they're never a slore. A woman never thinks of herself as a slore, even though she may be. I've only met 2 that will admit it to themselves. And the same thing is true with beta males. You'll never admit it to yourself, but that's what you are. You come on, you're scared to turn on the camera. You're arrogant. You start talking about other countries in Eastern Europe and Afghanistan. Have you been to Eastern Europe? No. Have you been to Afghanistan? No. You're not a realistic person. To be a man and not be firmly entrenched in reality, that's not very manly. Because if you're not dealing with reality, you're dealing with lies. And if you're dealing with lies, you're not a man. Full stop. That's why you're not getting the woman that you want, because you're unworthy. The problem is you think you deserve what I have. You said you are polygynous. That's present tense. You are polygynous.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
Call one woman and have her vouch for that.
So you want me to? Yo, this is hilarious, bro.
Call one woman and have her vouch for that.
Yo, so why do I gotta
Just
validate
one.
what I'm saying to you?
Stop playing games, champ. One woman and have her vouch for that.
Why don't you call one woman and have a vouch for that?
I will. As soon as you call one, I call one. Let's go.
Okay. Well, I'm talking to you on my phone. So how am I gonna make
Don't even trip. Don't even trip. I got you. I will call and then you can talk to her. I'll put you on speaker.
You bugging.
You have my email address. It's at the bottom of this screen. Just email the number so it's private. I'll dial it on my other phone. And then I'll put her on speaker and you can say hello. She'll be able to hear you just like it's a phone call. Yeah. And if you really get it in like you think, if you think you anywhere on my level, you should be able to run the phone call like this. When it answers, she say, hello? Hey, this is Marquett. Hey, let me ask you something. Ask her whatever you got to ask her to validate it. And it should be that simple. It should be a 10-second phone call. So do you think in your brain that I'm going to risk all of my properties, all of my assets to do anything weird with a phone number of some girl I don't know what she looks like? I don't know anything about it. Do you think?
Nah, man. Listen, man. I'm not saying you can do none of that.
So great. Now, email the phone number. I'll dial it. I'll put it on speaker. I'll put you on speaker. So when she answers, you can say, hey, this is James. Quick question. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
You ready?
So listen. I'm ready to answer your question. Yeah, I'm ready to answer your question. Yeah.
No. Are you ready to proceed? Because the thing is, when we playing man to man, what I don't like about the internet, people could say all kind of things, but I'm like, let's talk turkey. You like, show me something. You did? Yeah. Like don't tell me.
No. I never came out and said none of this. You kept asking me about this stuff.
No,
you know what I mean?
Don't try to run now. Don't try to run now.
I was trying to avoid the question.
No, don't try to run now. Because here's the thing. I could smell phony. Oh, I could smell phony. Oh, yeah, I could smell it. It's all over you. Okay. There is no one who actually gets it how I live that would talk negative about chicks because so much of what I have.
How can you not talk negative about
the number? Just send me the number. Send me the number.
Listen, man, I'm not comfortable sending you the number, bro.
Why? What's the worst that can happen? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
It's not that I think something's going to happen. It's just that
okay, great. So then just send the number. This is what happened. You tried to lie because we can't see you, right? So you could pretend to be everything. Oh, Quet, I'm cooler than you. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
I mean,
I'm richer than you. Yeah, all right. So what happened is
I didn't say that.
Be silent. Do us a favor. Okay. Turn on your camera. Look at this. You're not even a man. Turn on your camera.
Bro, I already explained that.
Turn on your camera.
I already explained that to you in the beginning.
Right. That's how we know you're phony.
I really don't want.
That's how we know you're phony.
I really don't want me.
No, listen, we could never be cool because you're a beta male. Like my whole lecture has been about beta males. You are a beta male. Nah, you're a beta male.
I really think this is a misunderstanding.
You're a beta male. It's not a misunderstanding. It's never a misunderstanding. You're a beta male, and you're not a Black American. You're trying to lie about that too, and that was crazy. Like, why'd you lie about that? You're not a foundational Black American. I can tell your tonation. I'm that sophisticated because I travel so much. Be honest with yourself. Be silent.
So if I'm not Black American, what am I?
Be silent. Be silent. Now, your grandparents, where are they from? That's 4 grandparents. Where are they from? Be honest. Don't start laughing. You're abroad, man. You're abroad. In my master communicator course, I talk about like, don't start a sentence with and don't laugh like a broad if you're a grown man. Like, see, we nothing alike. Use a goofball. Now, your 4 grandparents, where are they from? You started laughing because I checkmated you. Again, I checkmated you.
Funny, bro.
I checkmated you. Go ahead. I checkmated you. Go ahead.
No. First
where
of all,
are you from?
Where
are your grandparents from?
I just
Why'd
want
you
to know
start
why
laughing?
you said that.
You weird, bro. You weird. Just tell me.
I just want to
Why
know
you
why
laughing?
you said that I'm
That's
not a Black
weird.
American. Like, what
See?
what are you basing that on?
In your mind, you're asking yourself, like, damn, how does he know that? I'm that much smarter than you. That's
No,
the
I'm
simple
asking you,
answer.
what
I
are
don't
you
have
basing
I
it
don't
on?
have superpowers. I'm just a lot more intelligent than you. That's it. I don't have superpowers. I didn't hack your phone. I didn't hack your computer. I am just a lot more intelligent. It appears to be a superpower, but it's not. I'm a human being. That's how I know you got checkmated, because when I said, where are your 4 grandparents from? You're like, like, it's not a funny thing. That's not a joke. That
No, listen.
that means, damn, he's good. Now, that boy good. Now, where are your 4 grandparents from? Doofus.
Yo, bro, how am I a doofus though?
You are a doofus. Where are your 4 grandparents from?
Yo,
People
are
are
you
saying you're
assuming?
nervous in the chat. People are saying you're nervous in the chat.
I am a little nervous. I've never
Yeah.
really called into a show before, so I'm a little nervous.
But hey, check this out though. I don't ever get nervous for anything. You're not like me, man. My heart is ice cold. I don't ever get nervous for anything. You're not like me.
I get nervous. I get
You're
nervous.
not like me, kid. Your camera's turned off and you're still scared. Your camera's off and you're talking about you're nervous. What are you nervous about? What is so difficult? What's so difficult right now? You're nervous. You're a low performer.
I mean, yeah, I am nervous. Yeah.
You're a low performer, buddy.
I'm nervous. But I'm not a low performer. I'm not a
you
doofus.
Are a low
I'm
performer.
a nerd.
I'm
not none of this shit you're saying.
But
I am nervous. I will give you that.
I know you're a low performer because low performers can't handle pressure. And this is a small amount of pressure. This is not a lot of pressure. This is a small amount of pressure.
I mean, I feel like I'm being myself, bro. You just getting upset at me for some reason.
No. Because here's the thing. Number one, you're lying saying you're a foundational Black American. You're not.
I actually never said that. I said, why do you believe I'm not a Black American?
You did not try to suggest that you were a foundational Black American? You didn't try to suggest that?
No, I didn't try to suggest that. I was like, what are you basing the fact that I'm not a Black American on?
How old are you, son?
I'm 30.
Damn, you 30? Still getting nervous? God, I'm trying to remember the last time I got nervous. You 30? God, woo! Still getting nervous.
I'm calling onto a public platform being viewed by thousands of people. Of course, I'm gonna be a little nervous.
The video,
it's regular. Like, and you asking me mad questions and shit. Like, of course, I'm gonna be a little nervous.
James, here's the crazy thing. You're 30 and nervous. When I was 20,
this nigga's hyping it up.
No, real quick. You're 30 and nervous. When I was 25 years old, true story. When I was 25 years old, I was in South Korea giving a speech to thousands of people who I knew couldn't understand.
You wasn't nervous?
Any of them. Not at all. Not at all. And I'll tell you why I wasn't nervous.
That's amazing.
The reason I wasn't nervous is because I was presenting a technology that I created, so I knew I'm the expert. No one knows this technology better than I do because I created it. That's number one. I was the most informed person in the auditorium. Number two, I was invited there, so I must have the goods. And number three, I knew I'm that nigga. But here's the thing, I always been that nigga. So I asked myself, who could talk it better than I could talk it? Nobody, baby. So why would I be nervous? There's no one that can do it better than me. Of course I wouldn't be nervous. So I say that to say this. I'm 25 in a foreign country talking to people who don't even know what I'm saying. I got to pause ever so often so it can be translated. Not nervous at all. You are hiding behind anonymity in a situation where you have all the time in the world to think and zero pressure and zero at risk. There's nothing at risk if you fail and you're still nervous. A woman can sense that weakness in you, and a woman doesn't want to duplicate herself. A woman knows she has weakness. She doesn't want a weak man. She wants a strong man. Sometimes they use height as a proxy for strength. That's why women like gangsters, because they're strong and tough. They don't like weaklings like you. But I know the reason you like stomping down, or you would like to stomp down on a broad, is because you couldn't stomp down on a man because you're weak and you're cowardly. I could sense that a mile away. You're nothing like me. You're a nice guy. Be yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Yeah, I'm being myself.
There'll never be a case where I hear a peon like you show up and like, oh, I'm better at this than you. Not at all.
Nah, that's because you asked. That's because you said something to me. You said something to me first. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to respond. Like, you know what I mean?
But this is what I'm teaching you. This is what I'm teaching you. You go play that with the other guys who are pretending. You go find some guys who are like you.
I'm not pretending, bro. Why does this dude believe that?
You go find them. You go find them and you play that game. But when you come to the big bad wolf, so I will not allow you to act like you are going to outperform or dominate me, because you're not like that. Here's the thing. You're 30, which you should be established by now. You're not established, but that's okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not true. Like, you're saying things that's not true. So I got to respond.
And you're a liar too. And you're a liar, which is the worst part. You're a serious habitual liar.
What did I lie about?
What ethnicity are you?
I'm Haitian.
Okay, great. Now, why did you try to pretend? Why did you try to pretend like you were foundational Black American?
I didn't. You said I wasn't because I wasn't this and that, and I was like, "What are you basing
that on? What did you say?
Like, why do you believe I'm not?"
You're not though. So why play games? You're not. So why play games?
Because it was such a assumption that like I just was like, I felt like it was baseless.
Wait, hold up.
I felt like it was a baseless assumption.
Hold up. Was it an assumption or was it a truth?
It's true, but you don't know that it's true.
No, I do know that it's true. I read you, boy. What you think is that you can hide. You think because you turned off your camera that I can't see you.
Like for example, Tony Yayo is.
Hold on 1 second, young boy.
No, I'm not.
Hold on. You're an ugly duckling. That's why your camera's off.
No.
I know that.
No, I'm not.
And I also know that you're Haitian. I know that. Okay. And I also know that you're Haitian. I also know that you're Haitian. You're not Tony Yayo. You're not Tony Yayo.
No, I'm just trying to. No, I'm debunking your argument. I'm debunking your argument.
I've not made any argument about Tony Yayo.
Yeah, you have. No, you made an argument about.
You're a liar.
The tonation of a Black American and how they convey themselves.
No,
I'm telling you.
I said that
Tony
you don't have it.
Is a Haitian.
Hold on 1 second. Stop it.
And you would not know that unless you told that.
You're shocked that I was able to read you so well.
Like
you got called out and then you tried to lie because you were asking yourself, my camera's off. I'm trying to sound cool. I'm trying to sound cool like a foundational Black American. I think I'm really getting it right. I'm trying to compete with somebody that's way above my level. My camera's off, so he can't tell that I'm an ugly duckling and I'm putting on my best cool voice. How's he know? And then when I busted you out, you're like, I can keep denying it. I can lie. He won't know the difference. That's what happened.
It wasn't like that, man. Well, I'm born and raised in America, bro. I'm born and raised in America.
You know that you're not like us. Our blood is different.
Bro,
and that's
okay, but I'm born and raised in America.
You're not like us. You're not the same.
I understand.
I sniffed you out. I'm saying, you tried to portray yourself. I sniffed you out.
Bro, I'm not portraying.
Just admit it. Just admit it.
I didn't portray nothing. All I did was say, why do you believe I'm not Black American? That's all I did.
And you had to ask me that.
I never just straight up said like, yo, I'm Black American.
You had to ask me that because you thought that you were pretending well. So you're like, damn, how'd I get busted?
Bro. I'm not pretending, bro.
You were shocked.
All right, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not pretending. Like, I'm being myself, bro. Like, am I a little bit nervous?
No,
like,
you're not being yourself.
Yeah,
you're not being yourself.
But I am being myself. I am.
You are not being yourself because I could tell you somebody.
If I bet you if I told you like 5 people and asked you like, yo, are they Black American or not?
Listen,
you wouldn't be able to tell me.
It's really sad how much you admire my people. You admire my people.
No. I'm just telling you. Like, I could show you that what you're saying is false.
That's extraordinary. Now, calm down. Let me ask you a question, bro.
I'm just saying I could prove what you're saying is false.
Calm down 1 second. Calm down. Let me ask you a question. When I asked you, what are you? Why didn't you just be honest and tell the truth? When I first
Because that's not what you asked me. That's not what you asked me. You just flat out said, I'm not a Black American because of X, Y, and Z. You didn't ask me. You just asked me a second ago.
So I want everyone watching, I tell you guys that the beta male is one who emulates the female behavior. This is very female behavior.
Yeah, everybody go real.
You were trying to make it seem like you're a foundational Black American. Here's a test real quick.
No, that's
So
because
we gotta, hold on one second. Hold on one second, young man.
With insults.
Hold on. Let's hold on one second, young man. So we have.
So it's not like you just straight up said like, yo, you're not a Black American.
Down. 1 second, calm down. I did say that. We have.
But you said a bunch of other shit too.
Calm down. Stop cursing, please. We have thousands of people watching. If you believe that this guy tried to portray himself as a foundational Black American, put a 1 in the chat. If you believe he did not try to be deceptive, he did not try to lie about it, put a 2 in the chat.
They're your fans. They're going to agree with you automatically.
Oh, so you're saying 1,000 people are liars?
I mess with you too, but I'm not going to agree with you automatically like they do.
You're saying 1,000 people are liars.
Like, they will 100% agree with you automatically.
1,000 of these people are liars, right? So they're just going to lie on you?
Nah, they're just,
they're just lying on you for no reason?
They're fans, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I see.
You know that.
So they're just making up lies. They're just making up lies for no reason. That's deep, my boy.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. They're fans, bro.
They're just lying for no reason.
You know what I mean? Fans just ride with the person they're a fan of.
Yeah, I hear you, my boy.
Right or wrong.
I hear you.
But I'm not going to do that, though. But I'll mess with you, though, of course.
Because a real man is not scared to turn on a camera. That is one of the easier things you'll have to do in your life.
Why, bro?
The reason that I know that. Stop talking, kid. Stop talking, kid. Listen, that's one of the easier things you have to do in your life. The reason I know you never really got it on is because if you find that to be a scary thing, you could never do the things I did in life. You'd be terrified to do it. You'd be terrified. You're a coward, boy. You're a coward. You're a coward. Listen, man, I grew up with straight killers, man. I recognize real. You's a nut. You's a straight nut, boy. It's obvious to everybody. You're talking about you're nervous on a phone call. Please stop it.
I'm being honest. I could have lied. I could have lied right
listen,
there.
Bro. Listen. I'll take
really
you to my neighborhood.
Listen,
hey, check this out. Check this out. If you're nervous being on a phone call with a grown man, this is a one-on-one call. You can't hear anybody else. You can't see anybody. Nobody can see you. Check this out. You can't see anyone. No one can see you. If you're nervous right now, boy, if I took you to my neighborhood, you'd be terrified. You'd be a goddamn Lunchable in my neighborhood, boy. You'd be a fruit roll-up in my neighborhood. You'd be a fruit snack in my neighborhood. This make you nervous? Yeah. You's a nut, boy. And here's another thing. You not real. You can't be real. Everything about you is fake. Bro, you got a fake name. You got a fake name on the screen. You got a fake picture on the screen. You claim a fake ethnicity. Everything about you is fake. You claim that you got girls, but you scared to call one. You fake. Stop it. You fake.
I'm not scared. I just told you I'm on the phone talking to you. I can't call on the phone at the same time. That's not being fake, bro.
No, yes, it is, because you're doing a
public figure.
Again. You're doing
what I'm saying? I don't want to come on here, you know what I mean? Say crazy shit.
You're lying.
Crazy thing.
You try to act like the issue is that you can't call because you're on your phone. I said, send the number. I'll make the phone call. No problem. I'll delete it right after. All of your information will be confidential. And I got assets to risk. Shout out to Rakely. He writes, this is the current state of dating coaches. External, boo-hoo. When a chick looks at you, how you make her feel should be so valuable and irreplaceable that she'd do any and everything to keep you. Bro, ain't never had it like that. Oh, and you know the funny thing? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you another reason I know you ain't a player, right? This is how I know you ain't a player. Is that a young lady right there? Okay, Black Dove, we'd love to have you on. We don't drop the link in the general chat anymore because too many weirdos. If you send your email address using Venmo or PayPal, you can send 50 cents or a quarter or something like that, just so we can get your email, and then I'll email you the link, love. I'd love to have you on. But anyways, you over here talking about being Captain Victor Slabovich, but when we said call the girl, you're over here making additional excuses talking about, oh, it's late at night. It's late at night.
No,
are you serious?
That,
let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a true story. Do you know where Doha is?
No.
Of course not, peon. Anyway, so I was in Qatar, in Doha. Beautiful country. Israel's messed it up, but it used to be beautiful. I was in there. I hit up a young lady like, hey, come through. She was like, oh, for sure. She was like, you at the spot in Atlanta? I was like, nah. She said, you in Vegas? Nah. She said, where you at? I was like, I'm in Doha. She was in Qatar? I was like, yes, absolutely. She was like, I'll be there in 36 hours. She didn't say, send me a ticket. She didn't say, dang, that's short notice. She said, see you soon. Now, that's the difference between you and I. I don't know what time it was when I called her because the time zone's so different. I said, whatever you're doing, drop it. Come through. You're a peon. If you think calling a girl at 12:30 is unacceptable, that's because you're a peon. And she'll look at her phone like, well, I'll wake a girl up at 3:30 a.m. if I need her at 3:30 a.m. You're a peon. You're not like this. Just be
call
yourself.
Call the girl you're talking about right now and confirm that.
Be yourself.
I told you. You just told that story
girl for
about
girl.
Right now.
You're the first one. You're the first one. Do it. I'll do it right after. I promise you.
See, there you
I
go.
promise you.
You tip for tat with it. All right.
I promise you. We already said you'd go first. I'm the one who suggested it. In your brain, in your little brain, do you think I made up that story? You think that's a made up story?
It might be, yeah. It might be a
no, just
story.
yes or no. Yes or no. Is it or is it not?
Because the thing with you is you mix
no.
stories.
Is it or is it not?
I'm gonna go with not. I'm gonna just go with not.
So you're saying it's a fake story?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with not.
Very good. Now I'm gonna make you a deal. Okay, here's my deal. Everybody, we had 1,000 people listening. You said my story's fake, and I say okay. I'm gonna make you a deal now.
You asked my opinion.
Okay, right. Now I'm gonna make you a deal. Do you truly believe in what you said?
Yes.
Can anyone hear him?
What about
he's fading out for me. He's fading out. Can you guys hear him?
World and responding to personality.
I can hear you now. All right, let me make my offer. Let me make my offer. Yeah, I can hear you. Let me make my offer to you because your internet's going out. So here's my offer. I just want to confirm. You said that my story was fake about Doha and Qatar, right? Fake story, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Now,
yeah. Yo,
this is my
can you
offer.
hear me better though?
This is my offer.
You hear me better now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I can hear you fine. Here's my offer. This is my offer. And this is a real, this nigga ran. Woo! He ran. He knew I was about to make a real offer. Oh, he ran. He knew I was about to make a real offer. I'll tell you guys what I was going to offer him. The young lady sent in her email address. So I got the email address of the young lady. I'm going to go ahead and send her the link. She asked to remain anonymous. I completely respect that. And so I will make sure to honor that. So to the young lady, the link is sent. You should have that right now in your email. So we'll bring you on as soon as you pop on set. Yeah, Lil Buddy, and I want everybody to know, Lil Buddy knew that I was about to make him an offer he couldn't refuse. So what I was about to say was, okay, if you believe that story is false, if you truly believe it, right now, I'll make you a bet. On your side, it's a $500 bet. On my side, it's a $5,000 bet. Right now on Venmo, send me $500. As soon as I receive the $500, I'm going to call that very woman and I'm going to put it on speaker and I'm going to ask her, hey, was there a time that this, and this happened? Yes or no? And then if she says yes, I keep your $500. If she says no, I send you $5,000. Now, not later. I send it to you now on stream. So 1,000 people will witness if I stole your money. It'll be publicly available evidence. And if I won your money, it'll also be publicly available. And the reason I bet you 10-1, you put up 500, I'll put up 5,000 is because I'm perfectly confident. And the reason I take your $500 is not because I need your 500. It's because I want it. And I want you to be down. I want to take $500 out of your pocket. I don't want 500. I want your 500. I want to hurt you for being a liar. So that's what I was going to propose.